Hello and welcome to our marketing management presentation. Today our brand and product will be Rowntree's Fruit Pastilles and our proposed co-brand will be Lucozade N0. My name's Ty and my colleagues with me today here is Finn, Louis, Sam and Sam. So Rowntree's was founded originally in 1862 and their biggest competitors are Cadbury's, Mars, Mondelez and Danone. Fruit Pastilles launched in 1881 and they played a significant role in the business's success and are still prevalent to this day. They are perceived as playful and colourful, and the colours used on the packaging and website really help them stand out against competitors. Also, the colours on the packaging reflect the flavours within the product, which typically attracts a younger market. However, their main customers are younger people. However, they are aiming to exploit a new market, and they're trying to come up with a grown-up proposition flavour to attract these. Lucozade, since 1927, had a very strong brand image. They're market leaders with just under 60% value share in comparison to Red Bull and Powerade with 27% and 4.5%. They're also, alike Rowntree's, aiming to exploit a new market. The products are typically sold to adults, however, they're aiming for more daily strivers, and through primary research we found out that many consumers would not drink Lucozade on a daily basis due to the fact there's such a high sugar content. So a co-brand with Rowntree's would make sense, so they could then therefore aim for these daily strivers. The intangible images of both brands are once again colourful but playful, so aesthetically together they look really good and really appealing, so it will help us stand out against competitors. And in general, both of them have strengths that will benefit the other brand, so it completely makes sense for these two brands to co-brand. Rowntree's want to exploit an older market, and Lucozade will help do this. Lucozade loyal customers will see the packaging, the Lucozade brand and Fruit Pastilles, they'll be more inclined to buy. And in general, it will add value, differentiate themselves, and it will create new revenue streams for both of the businesses.
In terms of pestle, our first political problem that we'll have to face is through the government scheme Change for Life. This will affect us in three ways, as they've got three main initiatives: cut back fat, sugar swaps and 5 a day. The sugar tax will also affect us. The government aims to introduce 20% tax on all sugary products by April 2018, which will affect us. Economically, sugar tax will also affect us. However, the main cause of concern is the fact that the price of fruit has tripled in the last few years, meaning that due to our product being 20% fruit juice, our product price will therefore have to increase. In terms of social factors, people may be deterred by our high sugar content. However, we should get over this, as most of our sugars are natural sugars. We also face vast competition, as dairy milk is currently the most popular confectionery. However, you could argue that because this is a chocolate bar, it's not a direct competition. There's also been a rise of popular American sweets, such as cherry lemon heads and chewy lemon heads, in recent years. However, we should be able to overcome this, like I said, due to most of our sugars being natural sugars. Technologically, we will have problems in terms of replicating the Lucozade flavour into our fruit pastel sweets. However, we should be able to overcome this with market research and finding suitable suppliers. Marketing-wise as well, we may have problems with our social media campaign, but due to our high Twitter followings, due to Lucozade and Rowntree's Fruit Pastilles, we should be able to overcome this too. Environmentally, there's becoming a high demand for biodegradable packaging and fair trade sugars, which may influence many parents buying for their children. This is something we have to look at in the future. In terms of Porter's 5 forces, the first factor we'll have to face is bargaining power of suppliers. Despite having many suppliers for our current range of fruit pastilles, we'll have to sort many new suppliers due to our new flavours to try and generate and replicate the flavours of Lucozade into fruit pastilles. This shouldn't be too much of an issue, however, as 99% of our current suppliers will be used in replicating the product as well. In terms of threat of substitutes, we are currently entering a saturated and congested market, with dairy milk being the lead competitor, and with many US sweets, like I previously mentioned, entering this market too. However, this shouldn't be too much of an issue, as both Lucozade and Fruit Pastilles have high market shares, meaning we both have loyal customers in both sectors, meaning this should boost our overall brand. In terms of competitor rivalry, many will compete against us in price. For example, wine gums are 20p cheaper on average. In terms of ad campaign, Random's had a very successful ad campaign, so it would be very difficult to compete with brands like that and products like that. Also, often products are sugar-free, like mint polos that now have a sugar-free range, which we won't be able to compete in. However, we should be able to overcome these due to our loyal customer ranges in both Lucozade and Rowntree fruit pastels, as well as the uniqueness of our taste, and as well as 20% fruit juices being in our products. Bargaining power of buyers will also affect us, as many buyers won't buy more than one product at a time. However, loyalty and our USP of energy from sweets will hopefully overcome this, as there are not many products in the market, especially fruit sweets, that offer an energy boost at the same time. We will also face threats of new entrants, as it's on the back of our success, or hopeful success, other brands may also want to co-brand. And there's very few barriers to entry and no tech protectionism. However, due to this being a cash cow market, we should be able to overcome these due to the first mover advantage due to our co-brand.
SWOT analysis. For strengths, both fruit pastels and Lucozade have a good reputation and are huge competitors in their sweets and sports drinks markets. This means that there are many resources and capabilities that they'll be able to get when they're combined. Also, strong advertising and research capabilities will be able to be achieved. Weaknesses. It's the launch of a new co-brand, and therefore people may be sceptical because people like to stay loyal to brands. Management of staff may be difficult at first until they're trained in their new roles in the production line. Opportunity. The launch of a new co-brand could be massively beneficial if consumers are happy and create a high demand as a result. Introduction of a new co-brand could bring more customers to become loyal to the other brand in the co-brand if they like the product. The target market could increase and there is more differentiation of products in the range. And threats. The co-brand may not be a success, which could potentially ruin the reputation of these two huge brands. Consumers are often loyal to brands and therefore they may not be happy with the co-brand. And research and advertising is very expensive, so if the product fails, it will cost these two brands a lot of money. Segmentation and targeting. For segmentation, we're looking at people between the ages of 18 and 44. Also people that are trying to find an alternative to fizzy or sugary drinks because they want to cut down on sugar. People between the ages of 18 and 44 that want to cut down on sugary drinks but cannot afford to buy a full diet plan. Or consumers that want to get that extra bit of energy from a source other than a drink. And for targeting, we identify the target market segment within the broader market so that our product can hit the needs of customers, i.e. people that want to cut down on sugary drinks. It's a cheap product that will help people want to cut down on sugar without them having to spend a lot of money on things like gym memberships. Concentrated strategy is a strategy that we decided to go for. This is a direct marketing effort towards single segment and produce single marketing mix based on consumer profile. Progress to differentiated strategy targeting the different segments due to the wide range of users highlighted via market research. Lucozade Energy and Rowntree's fruit pastels currently use differentiated strategies.
So now we move on to the final part of market segmentation definition, which is positioning. So this is kind of, when we look to define positioning, we're looking to creating an image in the minds of the consumer. So when we think of, Lucozade Energy and Rowntree's fruit pastels, the perceptions that our consumers have of them, their current consumers have of them, we're thinking, fun, exciting, energy, sugary sweets, children, adults, so on and so on. And this leads to associations of each individual brand, which is, reliability, great tasting sweets, enjoyed with family and friends, and as a source of energy. And this progresses on to the final part of positioning, which is the vision of the individual brands. So we went away and carried out some market research into, what Rowntree's fruit pastels, what they're currently targeting, where they're currently positioned, as well as Lucozade Energy. And currently, for Lucozade Energy, they have a strapline which was introduced quite recently, which is called Find Your Flow. And this sort of talks about the kind of way that they're trying to almost find more, sell their products in more sustainable forms of energy instead of moving away from the kind of adrenaline junkie, rocky kind of thing. And this then goes on to, Rowntree's Fruit Pastel Vision, and their strapline, which is find your smile. And then bringing these two co-brands together, we've kind of come up with the kind of positioning statement, the flow to your smiles. And like when we take you through this, it kind of means, we're talking about, giving our consumers a sustainable source of energy and making them happy at the same time. It's not about just giving them energy and so on and so forth. It's about making sure that they're happy. And if we move on to the diagram, which is the current positioning of Rowntree's Fruit Pastels in relation to price, we see that compared to other competitors in the confectionery market, their price is relatively low. So we've got Ferrero Rocher, Hotel Chocolate, Lindt, Thornton's, and Haribo. And as we can see on the diagram, Rowntree's Fruit Pastels are currently marked as quite low price. This then leads us on to the perceptual mapping diagram. So we have two variables here, which was justified using market research. One which was taste, on the y-axis, and the other one which was price on the x-axis. So obviously taste is quite a broad definition, as someone could think something tastes quite nice, whereas another person with the same product would think it tastes not very nice. So we kind of went away and we defined taste as a person's liking for a confectionery fruity flavour. So mapping our co-brand product, so Rowntree's Fruit Pastels and Lucosade's Energy, we can see that the price of our product has slightly increased, but the kind of fruity taste, the fruity sugary taste you're getting has also increased, which makes it really unique. Because when we look at the competitors, such as Brington's fruit jellies and Waitrose fruit jellies, these are other great fruit tasting sweets. However, their price is a lot higher, so we're really going after the low price kind of thing. And then we've got Chewits Strawberry and Chewits Fruit Salad, as well as fruit salad sweets. However, the fruit tasting in their sweets is relatively low, hence why it's lower on the y-axis. And then in terms of other positioning strategies, Lucozade, another strategy for the future is repositioning. So Lucozade have already gone through this strategy before and have extensive experience in this field. From originally being a drink being produced for for medicine for children when they're recovering from sickness, they repositioned themselves as an energy drink, as they discovered through market research that the mothers of the children are actually drinking this as a form of energy. So this gives us a great platform moving forward into the future as a co-brand, allowing us to reposition effectively. Another part of another thing we considered, another variable we considered for the future of perceptual mapping was the art and visuals of our packaging and our brand. We went away and did market research. We recognised that the art and visuals of our brand can make a massive impact on the perceptions and associations made by our consumers on our brand. So moving on to this, we wanted to really define our target market. So we went away, carried on more secondary research as well as primary research, and are here now today to kind of take you through our kind of set specific customer profile. So we look at gender, demographically, we went for males and females. We identified that through our research and demonstrated by the diagrams on the right hand side that there was no major difference in consumption of confectionery between males and females. Leading on to this, as previously my colleagues have spoken about, we're targeting the 18 to 44 years old age category. This has also been highlighted that consumption of sugary confectionery sweets in the UK peaks around these ages. Low education as well, which is a massive part of it. We look at the education level, the education levels of the consumers. More people with low education in terms of the consumers that are consuming sugar confectionery are people with lower education, so we're talking people with only GCSEs and A-levels and no university degree. This leads on to the lower social class, which is again highlighted by the diagram on the middle left. This shows social groups 1 to 6, 6 being kind of the lower social classes. As we can see, their sugar intake is far higher than the wealthier social classes. And then we're looking at the kind of consumption of the confectionery in the UK. So here we see, that the majority of consumers of confectionery, they're regularly purchasing their sugary sweets and stuff, which is why we're targeting the higher, heavy users. And as well as this, we've carried out further research to identify that obesity is more prevalent in the northern parts of the UK. This shows that perhaps their diets are more lacking, they don't eat as many fruit and vegetables, which shows that the idea that they are in fact eating more confectionery and sweets. So now we move on to our co-brand identity slide. Now this takes us through, what happens and what our co-brand will look like in the future when we bring together Fruit Pastels and Lucozade Energy. So in terms of the kind of physical identity of our co-brand, as we can see here, the product is on the screen and it does look very, kind of really appealing to the eyes. and the brands do sit really well with each other in terms of colours and whatnot. This then leads on to our, what kind of brand strategy we're going for. We've chosen a perception-based strategy. So we've highlighted through market research, secondary and primary research, that already the perceptions and associations with both individual brands is a really real strong point of both their kind of profiles as organisations and brands. This is the main contributing factor to why they're so successful today. So the reason why we've gone for perception-based strategy is, both brands are identified as one of the, some of the most reliable brands in their respective markets. They inspire loyalty among their consumers and their clients. And the whole point why we've gone for the perception-based strategy is so that our target audience believe in the value that they are getting. And then on our last kind of diagram is kind of objective technique of the market research that we've kind of done. We went away, we carried out primary research. We asked about 25 NTU students and members of the population what they thought about Rowntree's fruit pastels and Lucozade Energy as soon as the names come up in their mind. And just a couple of examples of what the target audience and people said. They said energy drink, delicious thirst quenchers, sweet. Again, the straplines find your smile and find your flow. Unique taste and colour. Mum and Dad's favourite was another one. Well-being, go do something outside. And these positive perceptions go on and on and on, which is why we've chosen the perception-based strategy.
So now moving on to the promotional mix. Under our integrated marketing strategy, we've developed our promotional mix around the pull and positioning strategy. This strategy would be best suited for our co-branded product because they both have excellent reputation in the market, so we can be dependent upon the current awareness of both the brand to attract the customer, and with the methods of the promotional mix, we feel we can encourage the market to purchase our product. A part of our promotional mix, we will be primarily using mass communication methods. We deem this accurate a choice because Rowntree's fruit pastels and Lucozade Energy are reputable household names across the country. Therefore, people will already be aware and willing to purchase a new product from two organisations they trust. Following the ADA model, we believe we have created a strong promotional mix that will create awareness, interest, desire, and most importantly, act on purchasing our co-branded product. In brief, I'll cover out the individual promotional methods we will use when advertising, sales promoting, and digital marketing. Television advertisement is a great platform to reach the masses in the market, as this platform is continuing to grow. TV advertisers are a healthy state with UK revenues totaling £5.3 billion in 2015, up 7.4% on the previous 12 months. This gives us great confidence that our products will inform a substantial section of our target market. Billboards will be a great advantage again to reach a large consumer base. We'll predominantly be using billboards in inner cities and towns to further our exposure to large groups. By using television advertisement and billboards, we will already be informing and educating a substantial amount of our target market. Using advertising boards in supermarkets, off licences, petrol stations, etc. will give us a chance to inform and perhaps remind shoppers that our product is now available, entice them to act upon purchasing our products, and this will furthermore give us the opportunity to manipulate impulse purchases from the shoppers in store. And for our sales promotion, we're persuading the market to purchase our new product over our competition. Using promotional discounting will allow us to marginally reduce the product's price, allowing increased consumer traffic, increased value perception, revenue growth, and hopefully attracting them to purchase the products more frequently in the future, creating a repeat customer. While working in conjunction with retailers, we can allow them to promote our products, and in return, customers will gain additional points on their Nectar, Club Card, Driver's Card, and other loyalty cards such as. A method of promotion we could use, or a retailer could use, would be the point of sale. These locations will be in store that will advertise and hold our product for the shoppers to purchase. We believe this will be an effective form of promotion because it will draw consumers' attention towards testing our new product. Digital marketing strategy provides us with a direct communication method to place our product within the market's consciousness. Social media is an important tool because it allows us to create interaction and encourage communication about our product directly with users. And according to Marketing Weekly, 56.1% of Ask readers in 2017 believe social media drives the best brand engagement. By encouraging this behaviour, communities will now be able to spread the message about our product's releasing. And lastly, email marketing gives us the opportunity to directly send marketing material to subscribed members of Rowntree's and Lucozade. This method of promotion is reliable because it provides us the opportunity to send material straight from the organisation to consumers of Rowntree's and Lucozade.
In conclusion, regarding the reasons for co-branding, both of the brands have strengths which will be majorly beneficial to the other business to help them achieve their goals regarding exploring new markets and attracting new customers.
Having considered the challenges we may face using Pestle and Porter's five forces, such as competitive confectionery market and looming sugar tax, we feel that our high customer loyalty from Lucozade and from Fruit Pastels will overcome these and make our co-brand a success.
When looking at the SWOT analysis, it is clear to see that strengths and opportunities outweigh the weaknesses and threats. Because of this, we believe that the co-brand could be a success.
Moving forward in terms of our positioning, in terms of its summary, co-brand is in a fantastic position moving forward due to the extensive experience and the uniqueness of our co-brand. In terms of the customer profile, we've been able to effectively segment, target and position our new co-brand, enabling us to build the most unique marketing mix that we could possibly provide. And then finally, in terms of our co-brand identity, the visuals look fantastic. We're very happy with our perception-based strategy, which has been furtherly supported and backed up by our strong perceptions and associations identified using our market research.
And to conclude, in relation to the marketing mix, we overall believe that we have created succinct yet effective integrated marketing communication that will reach a whole target market through our promotional mix methods. Thank you very much for listening.